call with the 2 sixes.
This is the first pot Kravchenko has raised, I think, since Marcel had that ace-3, since that pot. I mean, it's been a good 20 hands.
And look at Roland. Roland's thinking about making a move here. And he would be right. He could get away with it, but
Pass.
what are you going to do? He had to lay it down. Tony G with ace-7.
I don't know why Lusk likes to get into these spots here with Tony G and the big blind Kravchenko raise. Well, he's got 6s, I guess, but
I would have played the 6s.
Cool.
And Tony G just called, so this could be, if Marcel can manage to flop a set here and one of them hits a pair, he's probably going to get all the way doubled up.
King Jack's looking good.
Check.
Great flop for Kravchenko. I mean,
King Jack's the only hand that's looking good.
he almost doesn't have to
Check.
bet. The only card he really fears is a jack.
Check.
He doesn't know a 6 would really mess him up, but I think he was hoping.
Check.
I think he was hoping to get a Tony G bluff on the turn.
Check.
Wow.
Check.
He gave him a free shot at a jack
Yes.
or a 6. It didn't hurt him, but
He's playing it so sneaky.
30,000.
now Marcel, having just had a great call made against him, is thinking, can I make the great call? But it's a much different circumstance.
I mean, so hard to believe Kravchenko would have played really any hands this way. Check,
Well,
check.
you can always put him on a queen. Ace queen, queen jack. Marcel's thinking about raising.
Cool.
Wow.
Phil, is he just? I mean, he's putting Kravchenko on the deuce 5 now. That Black just put him on, isn't he? There's some sort of nothing.
And that might be it from Marcel.
Lusk, he won that big pot with a king queen, but all those chips have now left him.
Yeah, and he's right back sitting in the exact same spot that he was, and he's in trouble. He's in trouble because he's not playing patiently enough. He's in trouble because he has less than half of the chips of the 4th place guy and Kravchenko, and he's in 5th place. Alex is playing too tight. I mean, he's just too many times he'll pick up a king on the button and lay it down, or a king 9 suited.
Raise to 30,000.
Speculate to
total.
accumulate.
Pass.
Speculator. You
Pass.
speculated, you know, in Russia.
What
it's
would-
normal. Speculate 7-8.
What would be the
Speculation,
argument
you
for him
play.
playing tight here? I mean, is
speculation.
there?
Okay, here's a raise from DeWolf, and
Yep.
Marcel has a 9-8
No,
suited,
but 7-8 is speculate.
and he's called. Now, if it comes a 9,
Trouble.
it could be bye-bye
I
Marcel.
am. I was. X.
You look like a speculator.
The Flying Dutchman. He could be out of jail again here.
And Marcel has flopped an open-ender.
Please, check.
Check.
They both checked it. Marcel needs an 8, a 7, or a queen. It's an 8.
Check.
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 And even though he has the best hand, they haven't put any money in since he made the best hand. Roland needs an ace, or there's some tie cards. Now, Lusk might be able to value bet 20 here.
20,000.
Roland might pay that off.
He's playing good defense. He was playing good defense.
No, that's a value bet. Roland almost has to call here.
Going through the specter of hands.
How much do you have, roughly? I mean, it's so difficult to tell. I want to count.
Marcel, I think he wants Marcel to say something or move his chips, and Marcel ain't going for it.
Well, I mean, maybe now Roland's decided that he might have an 8. Maybe I can move in.
Did you see what he said, Marcel? He said it's so difficult to count. It's one little stack. It has to be the easiest chip stack to count on the table. I mean, he's taking so long. If he raises here, it feels like a Moody. To Mars, you know that it just wouldn't have been part of his character to.
He had to call. Pretty much had to call. I mean,
Nuts. to be out.
And Roland's right. It was ace-9 against 8-9, and that's the kind of stuff. And Marcel,
Everybody knew.
you know, playing a hand that no one else would really play, 8-9 suited when you're getting short on chips, and he plays it anyway, and at that time he hit the 8.
This is how the prize money at the final table breaks down. Annie Duke's already grabbed $20,000 for 6th. Plenty of money for 5th, 4th, and 3rd. But the cash in the runner-up and winner spots, $120,000 for 2nd, and a cool $250,000, plus the title for 1st. Ever since that call that Black made, I mean, yes, it was a hero call, it was a crazy call, but you said about the message that Andy Black's call sent to the table, and does it feel like he's all of a sudden taking charge here? He's sitting up, he's playing pots aggressively, he's got like this stamp of authority on the game all of a sudden.
He's feeling good. I mean, he knows that he knows he made the call at the final table, and he's in perfect control, and he knows that if he can just maintain control for 3 or 4 more real hours, not what the television viewers are looking at, that he'll be all right.
Marcel's made a raise, and it was re-raise all in by DeWolf. Or has Marcel gone all in?
Marcel went all in, and Roland DeWolf is asking for a count.
It's
Now-
10 big blinds.
The problem is I don't think Roland can call here. It's just, you know, I mean, he may decide to gamble. He does have the chip lead, but
This could be it.
He would, I mean, in some ways, he would actually be doing Marcel a favor, wouldn't he?
I think he is doing Marcel. For Marcel to get his money and even money like this, Marcel, that's good for him because he's gotten, he's been, kind of chomping off some of his chips.
Six-pack if you call it.
I mean, DeWolf obviously knows because the blinds are going up, Phil, that there comes a time when you have to gamble. Is this the time?
I'd rather see him, make a call with ace-jack or something like that, a hand where he could have him dominated. It's too easy for Marcel to have 2 overcards here.
Cool.
Wow, he made the call.
Plus.
And to make that call, he has to think there's a reasonable chance Marcel could either have an under, or Marcel could have an under pair.
That's why I play it.
Oh my God.
That's why I play it.
You're unlucky.
Oh my God.
Now what's the chance?
The
with
queen
that
is-
event? Wow.
I play his hand.
You have to call. What are you thinking? You have to win it.
Why?
You're a big favorite, of course. I
like
had
my
deuce
hand.
free, so the
I like
queen
the
eight is
Tony
even
G
more
hand.
live.
Oh,
Wow.
I get a 10 now.
Real
Real good fun now. It's just some...
It's never easy,
Jack
as they
is a
say.
bad card.
Any bet.
He's
9
gone
decks.
slight favorite now, DeWolf,
10
from
very bad.
50-50.
6.
Wow, he needs to dodge
you
an
can do
8, a 10, or a queen, Roland does.
Bad beat dealer. I'm telling you, it doesn't need to be with us.
She missed.
Boom!
6! And DeWolf takes a chip lead with
we
a
know
marginal call.
Now we know Queen 8 is no good.
It's not the hand it used to be.
5th place for Marcel Lusk. I mean, he's done some incredible things in this Premier League.
If these pros are on the table having the dealer counting the chips down and then 3 hands later counting the chips down from the same person, you should watch the game. So that's one thing, it's bad behavior and it's done to irritate you and it gets you under your skin because you know what they're doing and you think it's very childish. I don't want to be low myself, but I want to let them know that I think it's way far out of where I think I come from.
That will be the show. Because they have 40 minutes or half an hour.
Look at this, Kravchenko with queens.
I feel a limp, no?
Alex is finding a lot of hands now.
Raised 39,000.
And Roland's right, he is finding a lot of hands. There's Andy Black with king, queen.
He raised to 100,000.
And there could be, there it is. Andy may have hit the wall.
Plus.
Okay, cool.
All in.
And here it is. Andy's in bad shape. He got a little bit out of his system, I think.
Wow.
And he's just in bad shape. So I think he's blown up a
What
little
is
bit here.
happening here?
I mean, Phil, you have to realize what the tempo of the game has been. This has been the 4th all-in, not just by Black, but about the 4th all-in on a re-raise in 6 hands. It's been, and obviously now, all of a sudden, a huge hand that Black's run
Now's a
into.
good time to get
You have all
lucky.
the blues out.
Well, I mean, that's true. Now's a good time to get
have,
lucky,
like,
but to
nearly
me it's a bit of a
identical
blow-up because
Come on,
the
Carl.
blinds are only 7 and 15, and he put in
100.
$250,000
On
with
the
the king-queen offsuit.
Right. I mean, after putting 100 in,